Things heated up in Greenland the moment JD and Usha Vance stepped off the plane. Is this a sign of trouble looming in their marriage? When Second Lady Usha Vance announced that she would be going to Greenland to visit cultural sites and get to know the locals, JD didn't waste any time inserting himself into her plans. Just 2 days after Usha announced her planned visit on Instagram, JD made his own announcement to let the world know that he was taking over the bureaucratic vacay.
I decided that I didn't want her to have all that fun by herself, and so I'm going to join her.
Not only did JD commandeer his wife's personal trip, he also rearranged her schedule, rerouting their plans to fulfill his duties. Those duties basically included a meet and greet with the American troops at the Pitufik space base, a brief speech,
I heard you guys love speeches,
and a Q&A sesh with the press. In contrast, Usha had originally declared that she intended to visit several places in Greenland, interact with the local people at each stop, and get involved with some of the culture by attending a dog sledding race. Welp, so much for that. In fact, there are indications that perhaps the long flight to Greenland might have given the couple enough time to really get into it, with some icy feelings spilling over. Upon arriving in Greenland, Usha got off the plane in a flash. She descended from the plane several paces ahead of her husband the whole way, never allowing him to physically get close. Further proof that JD might not be the gentleman he thinks he is, he used the open car door closer to the plane, making Usha walk around to the farther door. Granted, Greenland isn't the warmest place, and considering that they just left the balmy spring of Washington, D.C., the couple could simply just be freezing, but maybe, just maybe, the chill is coming from within. It couldn't have helped that thanks to JD's presence, nobody in the territory seemed to want them to be there.
We were invited over there.
The Greenland government hadn't actually invited them.
Political intrigue aside, this isn't the first time there have been glimmers of a rift in the Vances' marriage. In fact, the evidence is pretty clear that Usha has seemingly had a hard time fitting into her new role in the White House alongside JD. After abandoning a lucrative law career, Usha has resigned herself to remaining at JD's side during and after his successful election campaign. Now that they're fully in the White House together, it seems that even though Usha has done everything she can to fit in, it's still not working. Sometimes you get the feeling that Trump can't even remember Usha's name.
I thought it would be I have great respect for the wife of our great vice president.
Going from such a high-profile career to being shoved onto the back burner is bound to be a rough transition, and you have to wonder how long Usha will have the patience for it. To be fair, JD himself has been struggling in his new role as well. With the vice president constantly being looked over for Elon Musk, he doesn't seem to be getting as big a share of the president's attention as he'd no doubt hoped. Either way, it seems like external factors are slowly but surely pushing some internal pressure onto JD and Usha's relationship.